how quickly I get bored. Attention span of a goldfish.
It's a one-time thing. It just happens a lot. Walk with me, and we will see what we have got. My footsteps are ticking like water dripping from a tree, walking a hairline and stepping very carefully. My heart is broken. It's worn out at the knees, hearing muffled, seeing blind. Soon it will hit the deep freeze. And something is cracking. I don't know where. Ice on the sidewalk, brittle branches in the air. The sun is blinding, dizzy golden dancing green through the park in the afternoon, wondering where the hell I have been.
That's Johnny Vega's sister, Suzanne Vega. That's a song called... A little joke there. I enjoy a little joke every now and again. That's a song called Cracking from an album by Suzanne Vega called Close Up, Volume 3, States of Being. Good morning. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk and the text messaging service is 81771 for those of you who care to exercise your finger. Good morning, Mr. Coyle.
Good morning. Our headphones are very loud.
I'm terribly sorry about that.
Janet and I would like them turned down.
See, because there was no one there, I had no reason to adjust them.
Could you turn them down?
How's that?
That's better.
Hi!
Stop that.
You can always depend on me, can't you?
Yes.
Are they okay at that level there?
Just a wee bit higher.
Higher.
That's okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that okay in there?
That's fine.
That's
fine.
good. Well, listen, thank you for coming back. Did you do anything special last week? I know I shouldn't pry, but I mean, you don't have to answer that.
No, I trimmed hedges and cut grass.
You're a model citizen.
Yeah.
You know, I've often said if more people lived their lives like you, the world would be a happier place. I do none of that. I think it's important that I learn to do something useful and contribute to society and to my household in general. I just lie around and smoke and... sorry.
No, you don't smoke. No.
No, I didn't mean smoke, smoke. Anyway, many things have happened since you've been away. There was a man in Belfast selling lemur monkeys out of the back of his van.
Selling what?
Lemur monkeys out of the back of his van.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Do you want a monkey, love? Got a monkey here, great monkey here. Do you want this monkey, love? Here, look. Tenner. I don't want a tenner. I don't want £9. Don't want £8. Don't want 7, 6, 5. The monkey's yours, lemur. Look at their lovely wee eyes. Close together. Just a calyx. Go on here. Get one of them lemurs here. I've had half a dozen in the van. Quiet, boys, in there.
What about the monkey you knew that had no clothes?
The monkey I knew?
Yes.
Now, which monkey is that now?
You knew a monkey that had no hair?
A bald monkey?
Yes.
Is that a story of mine?
Yeah.
Remind me of the general points of it. Nothing's coming to me.
Yes.
No, it was a dog with no hair.
No, it was a monkey.
No, I think I told a story of a dog. I knew
No,
a bald dog.
no. There was a lady who lived quite close to you who kept
Oh, yes. No, but no. You're mixing up two stories there.
Oh, am I?
Yes. The very first time I ever saw a monkey. Now, remember this. You're talking about the 50s here when people didn't see monkeys.
Yeah.
You'd go to a circus maybe and see one in the distance, but you never saw a monkey close up. And it was a friend of mine, Greta Torrance, God rest her, she's long dead. And she had a pet shop, and it was incorporated in her own home. She kept horses outside, that kind of thing. And it was great, a wonderful house, and I used to go in there all the time. And you'd be sitting there, and looking around you, and then you'd feel something, at your shoe, and you'd look down, there'd be a snake riding past your shoe. Yeah. And then suddenly you'd be walking, you'd trip over something, and then there'd be a tortoise upended going, turn me over the right way. There's all kinds of things hanging about. I went into the house one day, and this thing flew from the clothesline and landed on my shoulder, and it was a small monkey. And that's no way to see a monkey for the first time that close, It put its finger in my ear. But there was a dog in that house that was bald. You're confusing the two stories. A bald dog.
No.
It's not easy being a bald dog,
No.
A dog is pink. Do you know what a dog when it's bald is pink?
You told us it was a bald monkey.
But what was the rest of the story? Was there any more of it?
Yes.
Maybe you could remind me what the story was, because I probably just made it up on the spot.
No, you told us about the bald monkey and the naughty parrot.
Oh, the naughty parrots, that was easy.
Yeah.
The parrot used to live in a cage, which was outside the house on a peg, and all the people used to get off what used to be called the Scotch boat, a boat that plied its trade between Derry and Glasgow. The Laird's Loch, long since gone. And the Scottish travellers, people who, went to Donegal for the holidays during the Scotch Fair. Do you remember the Scotch Fair?
I do indeed.
Everybody talked like that. So they used to get off the boat, you see.
We called them the Scotchies. The Scotchies are coming. The Scotchies are coming.
I never called them the Scotchies.
Yes, we did.
No, I
Janet
never
called
did.
them the Scotchies.
But what do you people know?
Yes.
I called them the Scotch people.
No, you did not.
I called them the Scotchies. All right, then I called them the Scotchies.
Did the Scotchies come to any other part of Northern Ireland? Did they come to Belfast and come
Well, they probably did, but they probably didn't notice them, see, it being a bigger city. See, that was the only passenger boat that came in and out of Derry Stroke London.
Yeah, but they came here not to stay here, to travel on to places like Buncrana.
Donegal.
Yeah.
Donegal, because everybody in Scotland's from Donegal. And so they would come, get off the boat, and they'd walk up our street, the street where I lived, to the Lochswilly bus station, which is where the bus took them, got the bus to take them to Donegal. And they had to walk over this little street to get to the Lochswilly bus station, and that's where Greta's house was, and that's where the parrot was. Now, Greta had trained the parrot.
I wouldn't say Greta trained it.
Well, somebody trained it.
It wasn't Greta.
Well, she would have done that.
No, she wouldn't.
Because well, okay.
But
Well,
Greta,
let's not speak ill of the dead then. She's not here to defend herself.
But her family could be listening. And
I know, but they remember fondly, and they remember those days fondly.
yes, of course.
And I'm not going to say anything bad about it.
No, but the parrot said a naughty word.
Well,
It wasn't Greta
the
that
part would be
trained it.
sitting there, you see, be looking to the Scotchies, as you call them, walking over, and the Scotch people, of course, being, curious. They go and say, oh, pretty Polly, look at that nice parrot, hello, pretty Polly, pretty Polly, pretty Polly. And they put their finger in, you see, and then the parrot would turn around and say something terrible to them.
Yes. See, the last time you told that story, it was the parrot used to curse at the sailors. You said it was the passing sailors.
I didn't say it was
Yes,
the
you did. You
sailors.
did. Last time you
No,
told
it
us.
was
Yes.
trained to curse. It was trained to curse at Scottish people, not sailors. We liked sailors. Didn't like the Scottish people for some strange reason. I don't know why. They were different, because people were strange in those days. And look at this. Look, the people down south have gone completely out of their minds. Have you seen that? They've completely out of their minds. The lack of money has fried their brains. Gaybo is going to become the president of
Oh,
Ireland.
that's right. And the good news is, ladies and gentlemen, there's a president for everyone in the audience.
There's a country for everyone in the audience. Everyone in the audience can be a president.
wonderful
No, everybody in the
president.
audience can be a president. What country would you like, man? Go on, ask me what country I like.
What country would you like, sir?
I like Ghana.
Oh, you're the president of Ghana. Did you see him on with Daniel?
Oh, terrible.
Did you see it? Oh.
He's an old rogue.
Oh,
no, but
Daniel was
he's
so
a lovely
fast.
person.
Daniel disappointed me.
Daniel's very
Daniel
bad.
was the
Very
stories Daniel told were awful.
Daniel was an automatic pilot.
Yes, and I was
Sometimes
very
Daniel's,
disappointed in him.
when Daniel's with gay boys, he's an automatic pilot. And he's just talking about... Anyway, but the thing... But here, when will people realise that television personalities aren't real people? How many times must he tell them? A television personality is a person who has no other function and he needs people to look at them on television. That's the type of people who become television personalities. They're not people. They don't... What's wrong with Terry Wogan? Why can he not be the president? You're probably saying to me now, well, you used to be on television.
Yes.
But I never wanted to be. I was always asked to be on. There's people you need to be on. They're like stand-up comedians. Gabo's like that. So well, tell me,
Gable wasn't happy. I don't think Gable was happy even with Daniel.
No, he's not happy because he's not on TV enough.
Do you think so?
That's what it
I
is.
thought he was bored.
No,
and
no.
And at one stage he said to Daniel they were going to clear the set now because we're going to have some rock and roll.
He's sitting with the wrong man.
Aye, and Gay as if he was up for it, And Daniel said, right, yeah, we're going to do some rock and roll now, Gay. And they went, well, let's go, Rushing, we'll go to a commercial break now while we clear the stage and make ready for the rock and roll. And then they took this break, and Daniel comes on, and you're waiting for the rock and roll. Come on over to my house. Hey, girls, we're having a party. And Gay was sitting clicking the finger, Oh, mighty fine stuff, this, Let me tap my foot as well. Look at, awful.
And he's going to be the president of Ireland.
President.
Isn't it amazing? People, haven't people not learned from Ronald Reagan and Arnold Schwarzenegger? Have they not learned? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's enough. A gentleman says, yesterday I came across something unusual. As usual, I purchased my Sunday papers, things being normal, until I was handed by the friendly newsagent a free gift from a national paper, a new updated roadmap of Ireland. I flicked the booklet open and stood in total shock. Have you seen that?
No.
There it was, a name of a certain place and no stroke in between it. On this map, it says Londonderry. That's a first, and nothing to highlight the difference. It could cause the big storm in the teacup for the likes of Nolan and Gregory Campbell. No stop, no full comma. Sorry, no full stop, no comma, no stroke. Look, it happens. It sure will cause mayhem, this, mark my words, back to normal things. Now, isn't that strange, Londonderry? Yeah. I saw it, I looked at that thing. It was in one of the newspapers. I think it was a Sunday Life, so no one of those other papers you don't read. And the thing that falls out of it, you lift it up, and then before you put it back up, you look and see what it is. So you always look and see, the wee map Ireland, you open it, you look at it, and I saw it, Londonderry. Last Thursday was a short, late dip. Then good on you, Gerry. Just when I thought of your choice of music was completely off the planet, some choices recently had me wondering if being elevated to the granddad status had caused the ailment of dotery and forgetful to overcome you. Yet with one song, I knew you had once again reached the great levels of playing excellent music, Dimming of the Day by Alison Krauss, brilliant, magical hunting. Now I'm not stupid because I know that requests are never played, but for those glorious few moments last Thursday, it was worth the dip. What country would you like? I can't do him.
No, you can.
Go on. Teach me how to do him.
No, but he's got older as well, too.
He's turning into a Christian brother. The more he gets older, the more he turns into an old bishop.
But it's this, Daniel, tell me about Magella. And he just sits back. You know what I mean? The poor Daniel had to pick it up and run with it then,
Well, you see...
I walked into a bar in Tenerife and there she was, a vision. Just a vision, Gay. And I just said to myself, God, I love her. I'd like to marry her.
Yes.
But it didn't really... Well, we had a bit of ups and downs, you know what I mean? It wasn't totally smooth, Gay, you understand? Wasn't totally smooth, but... Well, eventually, I got to know her parents and... I knew she had money.
oh, you're a terrible man.
Which is more than I have, Daniel.
Anymore.
There's a wee call for you in one.
Oh, that's great. I was going to play some music too. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sorry, how are you? What can we do for you today,
indeed.
if anything? Good? Excellent. What can we do for you, if anything, today?
Well, my kind daughter has bought for her mother 2 tickets for Dancing Shoes to George Best.
Oh, excellent.
Story.
In the Grand Opera House?
In the Grand Opera House for Friday, the 26th of August.
I recommend
the
you go...
first class tickets in the stalls. I think they're about the second row. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, we have now also received an invitation to a wedding on the very same day.
Well, the wedding's
can't go.
The wedding's not going to be at 8 o'clock at night, is it?
Well, the wedding will be about 3 and the alcohol intake will be about 7, and so going then to the Opera House would be out of bounds, I'm afraid, because the wedding's in Downpatrick.
Oh, I see. It's a question of geographical impossibility.
That's correct. So I'm wondering, would some of your kind listeners like to go to the Dancing Shoes on Friday the 26th at the 8:30 performance?
That's probably one of the last ones, isn't it? I think it's the second last one.
That's right. That's quite right.
Mm-hmm. All right,
and
then.
These tickets were bought away back in March. It was a present for her mum for Mother's Day.
The tickets are gone.
They're gone?
Janet's got a call here now, and someone's is interested in the tickets. Yes.
That's
Well,
very
hold on
good.
a second. The man didn't say whether he wanted paid for them or not.
Well, I don't.
All right, then, because these people might think they're free, you see.
No.
Well, you see, they did cost my daughter. The face value is
Absolutely.
£27.90 each, so there's
What's the face value again, sorry?
£27.90.
Okay. Well, just to make sure, see, a lot of people, when you say, would anybody like these tickets, they think it's for nothing.
Janet nods.
What does that mean when Janet nods?
Janet nods.
He's going to gone.
It's gone. Face value. Gone.
Face
Oh, right.
value.
Yes, yeah, there's a
great.
personal
Somebody
take them
will
off your
enjoy that
hands.
show.
Tickets are gone.
There's
Very- very helpful.
there you go. It's a shame you can't go. You should go some other night. Don't be so miserable.
I am going some other night. I'm going this Friday instead.
Oh, that's even better, because Kerry Quinn, who's in that, she's very good. She was in the programme last Friday singing with Paddy McBride. Nothing to do with the show, but she had a big day on Friday. She was doing that in the morning, then they had to do a kind of a rehearsal in the afternoon because they were a bit rusty after they'd been off the air for a while. So, and then she had to do the show at night. I'm sure she slept. Who's that?
Oh, that's my
Somebody
other
get
phone.
that?
Here,
Oh, I'm
here,
sorry.
you see.
All right, then. See you later.
Good man, thank you very much.
Hold on a second.
That's the man ringing about the tickets.
That's the man ringing about the
man ringing
tickets.
about the tickets.
Get on to him right away.
Yes.
Thank
Well,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gentleman writes to me. Yes? A gentleman writes to me and he said, I came across Joe Mahan on Sunday afternoon. Have you been watching Joe's?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
It's on every night.
I know, but I haven't. I haven't been watching them.
Joe was stretched out in a hammock surrounded by the Sunday papers. The hammock was lying flat on the ground. Joe explained that he had planted the seeds from 2 oak trees, was waiting for them to grow. Joey said, how would you describe the way your hair is these days? He stared at the far-off mountains and said, I suppose you'd have to say unkempt, ruly, very, very white. Tell me, Joe, of all the exotic places you've visited in Northern Ireland, which would be your favourite? Gorchin, said Joe. Without any hesitation, the rushes in Gorchin are exceptional. If a man wants to make an exit at the end of a wildlife programme, I can recommend the rushes in Gorchin. Just a few steps, and you're completely hidden from the camera. When will you be back? Where will you be next week, Joe? I said. Joe smiled and said, look for me near water, old graveyards, buttermilk churns, pot-bellied pigs, and rushes. Rushes are the natural habitat of the presenter. I left Joe then, lying on his hammock with the rain pelting down, and said to myself, now there's a man at peace with himself and with the world.
That's good. Joe will like that. That's good.
This is LA Country Blues.
I was never one for compromise. I couldn't fit at school. Gowns about the 7th grade. I played them all the fool. Yeah, I couldn't find shoes my size. Had to walk 10 miles. There's blisters on the backs of my soles and an illegal smile. We're burning down Las Vegas town. Had to sleep by noon. Drink my money on a red roulette. That's a ride you can't refuse. 5 hours down with a sunrise frown. Lightning in your shoes. It's 1 foot in the ether with the LA County Blues. They got me on accessory, 30 days in jail. One head out in a Louisville night without a chance at bail. But I'll be home by Derby town, so please sing me a seat. Mint juleps on the outfield grass, the old South tastes so sweet. We're burning down Las Vegas town. Had to sleep by noon. Drink my money on a red roulette. That's a ride you can't refuse. 5 hours down with a sunrise frown. Lightning in your shoes. It's 1 foot in the ether call me Mr. Raoul Duke. I know what you mean. Blinded by a quart of rum and a dose of mescaline. The mid-400 couldn't slow me down, kinda like the speed. Will the failure of our generation for a couple bags of weed. We're burning down Las Vegas town, had to sleep by noon. Drink my money on a red roulette, that's a right you can't refuse. 5 hours down with the sunrise brown, lightning in your shoes. It's 1 foot in the ether with the LA County Blues. Yeah, it's 1 foot in the ether with the LA County Blues.
That's a good song. That's a band called the Band of Heathens. Speaking of heathens, I was listening to a religious program yesterday, and it was a quiz question for children. And it said, what did God say when he made everything? Do you know the answer to that? If you were a child listening to win a yo-yo or something, what would be the answer to that? Do you know what God said when he'd made everything?
Now I'll rest.
No, he didn't. It was a square job, that. No, after he made the genome and the DNA spirals and the pyramids and everything, a good day's work. But what do you think he said? I'm not. No, this is so people aren't getting annoyed here. This is a genuine question, a genuine answer, and I'm asking you: do you know the answer to that? I wouldn't have known. Guess what God said? It must be in the Bible.
Right.
So God made everything.
Yes.
He said, "That's everything made now, boys."
Right.
And what did he say? He said, "It was good."
It was good.
Very understated, isn't it? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Is someone on the line here?
Steve.
Well, why won't he speak?
Hello, did God not say I think I'll take a day off and make it Sunday?
No, he said, says that's a queer week, that. He said, that's a queer week, that.
Oh, well, Willie, it cheaped a lot, didn't he?
He says,
Anyway.
I wouldn't like another week like that, he said. I made everything in a week. Just boys, just a one day off.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Imagine there's no heaven. What can we do for you today?
No, it's easy. Well,
It's easy if you try.
what you can do for me today is something you promised to do for the past few years.
What's
Dare
that?
I say, Willie Nelson from me road?
You've got a weird, there's a weird sound, kind of a strange, kind of, you're on a mobile, obviously, of course. I can't
Oh,
really,
yes,
it's going in and out, it's going kind of bendy.
Oh, all right, okay. No.
So
no.
what did you say that was that I was supposed to play?
Willie Nelson. No, you were supposed to send me a copy of the CD.
I was supposed to send you a copy. Oh, is that about the wheels? Something about wheels? Wheeling? Something
Willie
like that?
Nelson and Kimmy Rhodes.
Oh, yes.
Love and Happiness.
Love and Happiness. Well, I don't have that. I thought I had
No,
it.
but Mr. Coyle has it because he takes it in the week.
Do you have that?
Yes.
Well, do you want him to send it to you, his own private
I would
possession?
love to have it, but
then
doing that, if you could play John Conlon.
John Condon. Yeah.
You
I'd
could
love
do
to do
that.
it. Would you send him that?
But then I can't play it. For,
Exactly, that's
for
the whole
requests.
problem. The
You
problem
see,
is
I
if he
only have
sends
the
that
one.
to you, he won't be able to play it for on his radio program that nobody listens to.
No, but I do on Sky.
Yeah, and I was speaking to people from Waringstown yesterday, and they were saying that they listen to the Wee program as well too.
There you are. You see, there's 4. Well, I leave that with him. Okay?
No, why don't you?
I can't, it's nothing to do with me. You've
Yeah,
got
but
the
you
record.
promised. You
After
promised.
I didn't
me.
promise anything.
After
I've
you
just
don't-
told the guy that I don't have it.
Is it?
Pass
Is,
the buck.
Yes.
I'm the guy who give you the little turkey present wrapped up.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I remember you now. Thank you very much indeed. But I can't give you something that I do not
well,
have.
here's a suggestion that I say to you
Yeah.
privately.
Right.
Right. This is for your ears only.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't you make Steve a copy?
Oh, that's illegal.
You see, that's for
Oh,
your
you can't
ears.
do
That's
that.
for
I'm
your
bound by the law.
because it cannot be got.
Can't be
That
got.
CD cannot be got. Willie
Cannot
Nelson
be
and Kimmy
got.
Rose.
It can't be got now. I said to Kimmy Rhodes when she was here a while back, why didn't she release that? And she said that she would the next time she came over. So when she comes over the next time, she's going to bring copies of that. No, seriously. So I'm going to get her to give you one personally. Let me just rephrase that. Yeah. I'm going to get her to...
A copy of the CD?
Yes, indeed. Sorry. Well, that's great. Thank you very much. That's that sorted. Sean will be sending you everything he has.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
No, it's just as you and Steve.
Uh-huh.
You
It's
promised.
nothing to do with me. I've already
promised Steve.
I've already told Steve I can't help him because I don't have the...
For what it's worth, you did a DJ from a certain radio station in Craigavon.
Oh, who would that be now? Who would that be now? Come on, name
Sorry.
these people.
Smart as I am, I can't remember the name, but it was a charity radio station
Yeah.
in Craigavon.
Listen,
Did give them a copy.
you're very metallic there. You're going in and out like a fiddler's elbow. Listen, go away. I will make sure that Mr. Coyle rings you off the programme and makes his peace with you.
Love you long time.
Thank you.
Love you long
Excuse
time.
me.
I like that. Love you long
I'm not
time.
sure about it. Not entirely sure about it.
Well, not to a man.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind people telling me that they love me, as long as they mean it. I hate it when they lie. A skirl of the pipes. The Maiden City Festival, many bagpipes being squirreled. Is that the word? Squirreled?
No.
Swirled. Skirled. Is it
I
skirled?
think it's skirled.
That's
It's
skirled
skirled,
it. That's
isn't
it, yeah. That'll bring us mercifully to the 11 o'clock news, and then we'll be back about 3-4 minutes past 11. That's the Maiden City Festival, that's what that's called. It's on today, and the Apprentice Boys Memorial Hall and Siege Museum will be open in our city from 10 a.m. until 5 o'clock. The Guns of Londonderry demonstration, Memorial Hall Garden today at 11:30. The Siege Story, told in St. Columb's Cathedral, regular performances today at 12, 2 and 4. Siege Tales around the walls, regular performances, 11:30 to 4:30. An old fountain tour, an area of the city, starting at Thiepval Gallery in George Street at 11 a.m. Now, starting now, and a Highland dance and skirl. I told you it was skirl, it is skirl. Yes. That's all the stuff happening in this city today. Just want to buy a monkey, boys. Look, I have a couple of lemurs in the back there. You want two? Two for a tenner. It was 3 for £15. Oh, no, that's no bargain at all. No, I'll tell you what.
On 92 to 95 FM,
And 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock, and with the BBC News, this is Keith Burnside. A body charged with ensuring that government jobs are given on merit has expressed grave concerns about the proposed recruitment process for the next head of the civil service. The Civil Service Commissioners are concerned that Sir Bruce Robinson's successor will be chosen through an internal troll rather than through a wider open competition. Our political correspondent Martina Purdy reports.
The head of the civil service is the most powerful job in the public sector here and comes with an annual salary of around £140,000. The post was advertised internally this morning as Sir Bruce Robinson is due to retire shortly. He's already written to the Civil Service Commissioners explaining to them how his successor will be appointed. Now the Commissioners want to meet Sir Bruce to discuss his proposals. In a statement, the Commission chairperson Brenda McLaughlin acknowledged the decision to hold an internal competition is a matter for the civil service, but added, "Our view is that the merit principle is best served through fair and open competition." The head of the civil service in London and Dublin are recruited internally, it's been claimed.
The Finance Minister Sammy Wilson is to hold an emergency meeting this morning to discuss the local impact of global economic problems. He's invited industry leaders and trade unionists to a brainstorming session at Stormont. The Minister says a meeting is needed.
First of all, we need to get an assessment of what is the impact likely to be. And then secondly, is there anything that we can do locally, even if it's only at the margins, to try and reduce the impact on the Northern Ireland economy? And what kind of representations from a regional economy point of view ought we be making to the government at Westminster?
The Home Secretary, Theresa May, will return from her holiday to discuss the rioting in parts of London with senior police officials this afternoon. Trouble broke out in Enfield, Wandsworth, Brixton and the West End last night after shops were looted and buildings were burnt in Tottenham on Saturday night. More than 100 people have been arrested in connection with last night's trouble. Dozens more were already in detention. Sport now, here's Denise Watson.
The Northern Ireland squad trained this morning ahead of their Euro 2012 qualifier with the Faroe Islands this Wednesday. 3 players sat out the session: Grant McCann, Steve Davis and Warren Feeney. Should Feeney not be fit for the clash, it's thought Linfield striker Peter Thompson could be drafted in. But the Derry City midfielder James McLean has withdrawn from the squad as he wants to play for the Republic of Ireland. He's the 6th Northern Irish-born player in 3 years to switch allegiance. The match is live on BBC Radio Ulster medium wave and online. There are TV highlights at 11:20. And Rory McIlroy is in 4th place in the latest World Golf Rankings after he finished in joint 6th place at the WGC Bridgestone Invitational in Ohio. Adam Scott won the event by 4 shots.
Mostly dry weather-wise, with the details, Jackie McCann.
It should gradually dry up during the morning as the last of the rain clears away. Although there will be a good deal of cloud, a few brighter sunny spells should break through. While many places can expect a dry afternoon, the odd shower can't be ruled out. However, they should pass through quickly on the gusty northwesterly breeze. It will feel rather cool, especially if exposed to the breeze, with temperatures peaking at 17 Celsius.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
In Jordanstown, the Old Manse Road is closed between Glen Road and Circular Road. Traffic's being diverted along the Shore Road. Work continues on the Barney Road in Craigan, which is the main Omagh to Cookstown Road. Traffic lights are in operation until the 9th of September. At Belfast International Airport, the 11:10 Glasgow arrival has been delayed until 12:20. The 1:10 EasyJet flight from Stansted is now expected at 2. And at George Best Belfast City Airport, the 11 flight from Edinburgh has been delayed until 1:15. Michael Bedwell reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, a Gaelic football referee alive today thanks to a defibrillator. Only a couple of weeks since the life of a young footballer was saved. Should every sports ground have to have one? Then, how much Irish is enough Irish? We'll be talking about the new signs for the Navan Centre. Also today, Sammy Wilson's summit. He's got the great and the good on the hill, figuring out how to stop Northern Ireland going down Europe's economic plug hole. We've got our own panel, and we want to know, what would you be saying to Sammy? How would you fix it? And who in their right mind would have deliberately spread diesel over the road to banjax the Mid-Antrim 150? I don't know. Tell me. Join the debate on Talkback at 12.
Oh, I love this country. I think we went down the plug hole a long time ago. Gentleman writes to me and he said, a police car was waiting for me on a hill in White Rock, Killinchie area, coming off Water at White Rock at midnight on Tuesday the 19th of July. It followed me for over 5 miles and stopped me for driving so slowly. I was listening to Paul Brady's album Nobody Knows. They stopped me for driving slowly and flashing the light when seeing the light of oncoming cars around the bends. I flicked the mirrors to shine the light back to the car that followed me. Fortunately, I saw it was a police car waiting for me, or I would be frightened to be followed closely for miles along the country roads between White Rock to Lisburn. A policewoman came out and asked why I flashed the lights so often and why I was driving so slowly. My reply was that I could not see the road when the car following me had very strong lights on and tailed me too closely, and I had to warn the oncoming cars around the bends that there was somebody following me. By the way, the policewoman is not bad looking at all. I should have asked for her photograph, but that would have meant probably that had been locked up. See, this is the thing we have to work against. Now, here's the thing. Here's a great song. This is a Paul Brady. No, what do you call Paul here? Paul Casey. Paul Casey's got a wonderful record out. Have a listen to this. Paul Casey's singer-songwriter in Derry, Stoke, London, Derry. This is a bit of an epic. I like it.
Outside is a big world, big shots playing inside a nightmares. They don't go away. stops for no one. It can be yours from the sun in the desert to the waves on the shore. Inside this little box, so much trying to get out. They suck you in, make you believe all they want.
How good is that? You're not going to hear a better record than that coming from anybody from Northern Ireland, I'll tell you. That's Paul Casey, and that's a song called Big World. It's just out now. I don't know what the history is of that or whatever, if it's for sale. I have no idea, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant. He'll be playing in the Gas Yard Failure, Gerry Stroke Londonderry, this Saturday night with his band, and then Friday the 26th of August in Belfast in the No Alibis bookstore, a solo gig. That's Friday the 26th of August. A genius.
Well, it's a Saturday night in Parkdale, and I can hear the streetcar rolling by. I'm inside with my sweetheart, getting high on a Saturday night. And she says, babe, could you imagine if we landed on some other side of town? And I say, yeah, I could, but for now, let's stick around. There ain't no place built for dreamers quite like Parkdale. And it sounds like home, and it feels like home, and it looks like home for now. Well, it's a Saturday night in Parkdale, and there's a party in the kitchen. Oaks came up with some girls from the Cadillac Lounge. Now we're hanging around and singing songs and standing on this sacred ground. It isn't a religion, but darling, this is how we pray. And the news says polar ice caps are melting at a pace that could one day in the future wipe out the entire human race. But we don't think about dying when we hang out at my place in Parkdale. And it sounds like home, and it feels like home, and it looks like home for now. It's a Saturday night in Parkdale, and we're hanging out in the back. Bath called, he said he's coming around in a little while, maybe throwing around some cards. So bring your luck and lay it on the table. You know everything's a gamble down in Parkdale. And outside at the liquor store, it's buddy, can you spare a little change? Well, of course I can. Today I'll spare you mine. I've been changing all the time, just like Parkdale. And it sounds like home, and it feels like home, and it looks like it's gonna be home for now. Well, it's a Saturday night in Parkdale, and I can hear the streetcar rolling by.
Saturday Night in Parkdale. I'm not quite sure who that is. Hold on, let me just see if I can find out who it is. I haven't got any details on me thing. Do you know who that is?
No, but tell you, it sounded like a very young, I know it's not, it sounded like a very young Chris Christopherson.
It's not him, no.
No, I know, but
It sounded like somebody else as well.
You know the Chris Christopherson
I really
that
don't
you're
know who
familiar
that is. I really don't know who that is because it's kind of a demo thing. And not a demo thing, but it's one of those made-up things. You know, people send you things and they don't tell you who it is, but they give you the title. I don't know who that is. Maybe somebody could tell me. A lot of feedback coming in already about that song I played by Paul Casey. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes, got phone calls already. So could you play it again?
I will. I'm going to play it before the end of the programme because it really is something special. It's an epic, is the word I used, and I stand by it.
Yeah.
A man says, what's wrong with Jimmy McGee for President of Ireland? And Miriam and Joe Duffy. What's wrong with Ryan Tubridy? What's wrong with these people? No, nobody has ever suggested that I become the President of Northern Ireland. Why not? What's wrong with me?
I don't think you'd be a good president. I really don't.
I've too many skeletons in my closet.
Yeah.
Remember what Alan Clark said about skeletons in his closet? Somebody said to Alan Clark, remember the diarist and politician, he died there quite a long time ago. And somebody said to him, would you ever consider running for prime minister? He said, no, there's too many skeletons in my closet. The fellow said, do you have many? He said, my dear boy, he said, I have so many skeletons in my closet that I can barely close the door.
Well, that'd be you.
I think so, yeah.
There's a wee call for you.
My past would catch up on me. And even worse, my present.
Could you give details of those mashups that you play?
Mashups? Which mashups?
I don't know. The man's ringing there.
But they're all different types of mashups. You know, what is he? It's like I have some kind of a.
Where can you? Are they readily available?
Readily available?
Are they?
Readily available?
Are they? I'm going to try it again. Are they readily available?
They are readily available, but I can't remember where they are readily available from. But I'll find out for you, and I will. There is a. Oh, listen, here is something which I must announce. I'm not going to give any details here because I'm not going to do it. Do you know the way I'm going to run the marathon?
What about Henry?
I'll talk to Henry in a moment. Don't push me.
Yeah.
You know the way I'm going to run the marathon for charity?
Yes.
Well, it's been suggested to me that people can help if they want. And the charity in question said if anyone wants to do any kind of fundraising activity, that they can contact a number which I will give you.
Me?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you this number. If anybody wants to run any kind of small event to...
What will I do with this?
Right. No, I want you to write it down.
We'll write it down.
Okay, the number is 02890 8033
8033
44.
44.
Okay, so if anyone feels like running some kind of coffee morning or anything at all like that, to get involved because it's for Action Cancer, and I'm running the marathon for them in New York. Well, I say running it. I'm going to try. I'm training very hard. You see the difference in me? Do you see the difference in me since you left?
No.
I thought there might have been. That's 0280 803344. And also, if they want to contribute via the website, you've got the website. I don't want to give it out, but you know what it is. You know what it is, don't you?
Yes, it's
Just Giving.
Just Given. And
Yeah,
then you go
but we don't. I don't want to give that out too much. It sounds as if I'm begging, but I'm not begging. It's not for me. So there we are. So anyone who wants to know if they can contribute to this, or how they go about running some kind of do or whatever they want to do for a bit of crack, and anybody who runs a wee do like that, I will go to it. It'll put them off.
Yeah.
So you've got the details. There we are. Just thought I'd add that.
That's nice.
And also, we're going to do a special concert. Do you know about this?
No.
I'm not quite sure if I can't really say who it is yet, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a cracker. I'm not quite sure where we're going to have it, but I think I know who's going to be on the bill.
Right.
That'll be a nice surprise for people.
Right, well, let me just get this right now. It shows we know where we are. You're thinking about running a concert?
Yes, it may not be very soon. It may be at the end of October, maybe even November.
Right, and you don't want to say who's going to appear on it?
No, because it's not finalised yet. But I do know. I don't know who the headline act is.
Yes, and you don't know where you're going to hold it?
No.
And you don't know when?
No.
That's a lot of information there. Yeah, that's good.
But I know who's going to be on it.
Yes, but you know who's going to headline it.
So you have to get all these details.
Yeah.
They must all come together. You have to get the date, the venue, that kind of thing. And then when I've got that all settled, I'll tell the people. No point in me telling the people that we're going to have a concert if I don't know where it is or what date it is. No point. Or I don't want to tell the people who's going to be on it because for all you know, the people might be unable to do it when something might happen to them or whatever. You don't know. They might decide not to help me, which is always a possibility.
Right. What about Henry?
Stuff that I do. Hello, good morning, Henry.
Good morning, Mr. Anderson.
How are you, sir?
I'm absolutely wonderful. Actually, I was just listening there, and Gerry Anderson for president. That's got a nice ring to it.
I've been snubbed again. Do you ever notice whenever somebody drops out, Dana shows up in Gable? Do you ever notice there's some kind of consistency there?
Well, I'll tell you what it is. I just thought of a small problem with you being president. At the lectern, they might need to get a wooden crate, for you to stand on, because people like yourself and Alan Ladd, they suffered from, sort of a little bit of tallness, lack
Excuse
of it.
me?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Are you insinuating that I'm short?
No, it wasn't. I was just mentioning it because then I thought, another line I thought was, Napoleon was small, and look how brilliant he was.
You think I'm not tiny?
Yes,
I'm of average height.
You could be as good as Napoleon, So you should run for president.
Napoleon and Ronnie Corbett.
No, you and I are.
No, he really is small.
Well, what size are you in there?
We're slightly below average height.
You're
not. I know I'm bigger than you.
You're not. You watch yourself.
I am taller than you.
You're not.
I am.
You're now the same size.
No, ask Janet.
You're not. Janet will always say yes anyway.
Am I taller than him?
That's because she works in the wee show and she's afraid to annoy you.
Yeah, but of the two, who's...
You're too close to him. You're working his wee show in the afternoon. You don't want to turn a word in his mouth in case he sacks you.
Yes, but I can't imagine, what do you call it?
I'm 5'10".
You're not.
I am.
No, you're not.
I don't know why you don't believe me. I'm 5'10". That's average. I mean, when I go small, I mean, you're talking about Napoleon. He was like 4'11". For God's sake, what do you think I am? Some kind of midget? You know?
I would say you're about 5'9".
I'm not. I'm 5 foot. Argue with me for an inch. Go on.
Important.
But
Well, it is all right.
Would you really like to lose an eye and have to wear your arm in your jacket just to become president?
And have certain portions of your anatomy auctioned in a box? I don't want that kind of thing. Besides, where would they get a box that small?
Hats.
Pardon?
Wear one of those funny triangular hats.
What are they called now? There's a thing that's annoying me now. What the triangular hat? What were they called?
Triangular hats.
No, they weren't called triangular hats. There was a name for them.
No.
Anyway, let's not. Nelson used to wear one of them. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I may run when my time in the BBC is run through. When they discard me like an old cigarette packet.
They wouldn't do that.
I may run for office.
No, you're not.
I'm not quite sure. See, there's no point in running for office up here because there's no crack here. They're always raging about flags and
You're
stuff.
not past your sell-by date yet.
I don't know. See, I'm training very hard. I feel my body wearing away. I really do.
Don't run too many of these marathons, otherwise you might buy your sell-by date.
A man brought me out on Friday.
Wear and tear on your knees and ankles and things. So.
A man, I have this trainer, you know.
What?
I have this trainer.
Oh, right, a personal trainer.
He takes me out every weekend and he nearly kills me.
Well, why don't you get on the bike and cycle and let him do the running? Is that not a good idea?
He made me pound the roads on Friday until I was within an inch of my life.
What are you up to now? How far can you run?
It's not a question of distance, Sean. It's a question of stamina. And what you do is you run, and then you walk, and then you run, and then you walk for hours.
And how long can you do that for then?
How long can I do? I can do that for 2 hours. If I can run maybe 400 yards and then walk 100 yards and then run 400 yards and then walk 400. You build up the stamina. That's what you do. You don't just kind of say, right, you don't run 5 miles, 6 miles. And then as the weeks go on, you start running longer distances. I don't know if I can really run, you know. I don't know if I can really run. But I'm going to try it anyway. No matter what happens, I'm going to finish this marathon. I might have to walk it and run it and walk it and run it and walk it and run it. Or I may get to the stage where I maybe could run 10 miles. I don't know.
A tricorn hat.
Tricorn hat, that's it. Tricorn hat.
I've never heard of that before.
There we are.
Do you want to buy a monkey? Do you want to buy a monkey? Do you want to buy a lemur? I have a couple in the back of the van here.
Well, it would keep the rain off you anyway, the tricorn hat.
Monkeys are good too.
I got a monkey here. Look, you put it on your head and it looks like a wig. It's great. Lemur, I could have a dozen here in the back of the van. Great. Go on, boys. Right, boys. Tell her. Not 9, not 8, not 7.
Sorry, I'm a little crazy today. You probably noticed.
No more than usual, Gerry.
No, I think I'm a little hysterical today. Too much drink last night. That seems to be the problem.
I'm going to need your help.
Oh, are you? Go ahead. What?
My wife Eilish and her friend Janine, they're going to do an antiques sale down at Ballycastle at the old Lammas Fair. But unfortunately, they need a stall to sell off.
Yeah.
They need a metal stall, which is maybe 12 foot to 20 foot long.
Like a frame, yeah.
Like a frame,
yeah.
With wooden bits on.
I've seen those, yeah.
Those two ladies haven't got one at the moment. So they need one. So we need your help for your listeners to go out into their garages or sheds or into the garden somewhere where they had an old one and see if they would part with it.
So they're going to have a stall at the Lammas Fair and they have no stall?
And, well, they have a space, but they don't have a stall.
Oh, they've hired the space?
Yeah, they've hired the space.
All right. So I would imagine that'd be easy enough to get because, I mean, some people probably did that before and then never bothered doing it.
Yeah, the market traders.
Market traders, yeah. Market traders. Anybody, market traders, they don't generally tend to go to the Lammas Fair, do
No, they don't.
Not really. No. Well, maybe that would be... It's a Monday and Tuesday, that, isn't it?
It's a Monday and Tuesday, that's correct.
Remember we used to broadcast down there? Remember those heady days before Hugo did everything? Do you remember those days? You used to go down and eat Yellow Man. What was the other thing? Dulles?
Dulles.
What was that? Remember the day they nearly blew us up? Remember that day?
Dulles.
Do you remember that?
Why are you saying Dulles?
Dulles?
Why are you saying Dulles?
Because that's what they say in Enniskillen.
We say Dulles here.
I know, but I'm pretending I'm from Enniskillen.
Oh,
did I not tell you?
Well, I think the Yellow Man, you would need to eat plenty of that after the Dulce because the Dulce is very salty, isn't it?
You know, I'm on a strict diet now. I don't think my body could handle Yellow Man or indeed a Dulles.
Well, a little.
I've stopped eating all the things I enjoy. I think that's just driving me crazy. Do you remember I used to eat desserts and everything and buns? And it's all gone. Oh, gone. All I do now is eat fruit and smoothies.
On Saturday morning, I had 2 eggs and I mashed them up in a cup.
I'm not even allowed to have a yolk of an egg after eat the whites.
I decided to treat me. I've never ever. Did you ever eat 2 eggs?
Oh,
at the one time.
Oh, regularly, 2 boiled eggs.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
That's the first time ever I ate.
Do you know how
2
Prince? Do you know how I started doing that? Because I got a tip from Prince Charles. Do you know what Prince Charles does? He leaves orders when he has his breakfast that the man who does his eggs puts 2 in. Right?
I was trying to remember where I heard that story.
Prince Charles puts 2 in, and then he brings 1 out and tests it.
Yeah.
And if it's right, he takes the other one out. And Prince Charles opens the other one. So the tester opens the one egg to make sure it's runny enough. And then if it's right, he takes the other one out and gives it to Prince Charles. That's how you know if your egg is all right. And then you pour cold water on it before you take the top off.
Yeah, well, I told you that.
I know you did.
Well, tell me, what happens to the other egg that Prince Charles
The
has?
servants eat it.
Oh.
Because he can't. Prince Charles can't eat an egg that's been opened by a servant, for God's sake. I'm the same myself. Whenever my servant opens the egg, I always throw it away. Anyway, this man's looking for look at a stall.
A market stall.
Okay.
Yeah.
What area does he live in?
I live in Glengormley.
Glengormley,
Belfast.
good place to live.
Have van will travel.
Okay.
So you're mobile. All right then. Okay,
I'm
we'll put the
mobile,
call out for that. Anyone's got a market stall that give them 2 women as Ballycastle.
That's right. Two lovely ladies, Eilish and Janine. 2
All right,
really
then.
nice ladies.
Okay, we'll see if anybody feeds back, as they say. All right
Yes.
then. The information shall cascade down to you.
Fabulous.
As they say in the BBC.
Mr.
Okay.
Anderson,
Thank
you're
you.
a gentleman as usual, and thanks very much for your help.
Thank you. Sean, a lot of information is cascaded down to me during the course of the week, and you weren't here. I'll tell you it all afterwards. Do you want to hear information that was cascaded
Yes,
down?
yes.
I'll tell you after. It's private information. Nothing serious. You don't have to leave for a week or 2.
You told people I was in hospital.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I got a phone call from England, from friends of mine in England who were listening to your program. And they phoned, and they got a shock when I answered. We thought you were in hospital. What happened?
The last time I was off, you told people I was away getting a head transplant. I mean, that's pretty mean.
Come on. For promises leads to loneliness. Come home. You make me feel like I'm in doubt, but I know you won't.
to Gerry Anderson. There's nothing left for me of days that used to be. There's just a memory among my souvenirs. A photograph of you, your wee dog's in it too. It's one of quite a few among my souvenirs. When I went up with glee to visit BBC, in you I always found the magic inspiration.
Yes.
And as I reminisce about these times of bliss, there's no more days like this among my souvenirs.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's nice.
That's Kathy McGarvey's CD.
That's lovely.
That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's lovely thing she said to me.
I'll try that. Brian's on one.
That's all right. That was Paddy McBride, that song, and Kerry Quinn. And a gentleman writes to me, and he says, his name is Michael, and he said, Queens, he says, I'm a fairly new listener to the show, and I'm enjoying the crack. Do you have any more information on Paddy McBride and Kerry Quinn's music, whom you had on last Friday? Have they an album or CD, etc., etc.? I can found out on the internet and thought they sounded fantastic. Yeah, they were great. They're making an album, but it's not finished yet, and there's nothing actually on that you can buy, to be honest with you, because they're just getting together. And that's a song that they recorded as a kind of a demo, which is called Don't Think It's Over. There we are. Did you say there's someone on the line here?
Brian.
Uh-huh. Hello, good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Gerry. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Hello, just ringing in to correct one of your listeners. You were mentioning about the cocked hat.
Sorry, what was that?
You were asking about what the cocked hat was.
Oh, the cocked hat. Now, we found out it was a tricorn.
It's actually not. A tricorn is
What is it then?
a tricorn is actually a three-sided hat. A bicorn is a two-sided hat. It roughly translates as two-cornered. And the cocked hat is also a term used for when you fold a flag on a coffin. It's also known as a cocked hat.
A cocked hat?
Yes.
A cocked hat.
And also, you mentioned about Napoleon being diminutive and being small. That was actually, it's actually regarded as a myth. But Napoleon was actually, it was propagated by the British. Napoleon was actually taller than Horatio Nelson.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
And they put around the room when he was tiny just to make little of him.
Well,
you let no make little of him? Do you get that? Do you hear that?
Well, yeah, very good, Gerry. Very, very good.
So, what height was Napoleon then?
Well, it varies. Some people said he was 5'2", and depending on the autopsy, and some people say 5'7". But the diminutive stature, the petit corporal, actually possibly came from his own side as well, because he was always surrounded by giant bodyguards, and his wife was quite taller than him, and she was asked not to wear heels when she was in his presence.
Isn't that funny how that continues to this day with Sarkozy, the French president? He's a little tiny boy, and he wears the big heels, and his wife is tall, Carla Bruni. She's tall and big now, and he's surrounded by big people, and he's not happy about it at all, him and Al Pacino. Anyway, that's interesting. But is it not called a tricorn hat, a triangular hat?
Well, Napoleon and Horatio wore a bicorn hat, which is a two-sided hat.
Did they? There you go. Yeah. So I didn't realise that. I am reading a great book now. I can't say book. It's called Wooden World. I can't remember the name of the author, but it's great about the Navy in the 17th and 18th centuries, before steam, of course. And fascinating book.
Well, I've just finished reading a book called The Great Commanders by Phil Grabsky. It was actually a Channel 4 programme, and it's excellent. It gives an account of both the commanders, Horatio Nelson and Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh,
it's actually fascinating reading. It's very good. But my father always gave me a piece of advice. He says, a person is measured not by their stature, but by their example.
I've always thought that myself. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Yes?
And what sport would you find the cocked hat?
Pardon?
In what sport would you find the cocked hat?
Find the cocked hat. What sport do you find the cocked hat? I don't know. Fencing? What? I don't know. What?
Bullfighting?
No. Bullfighting? Bullfighting?
No, Janet said bullfighting.
No, that's a little tiny little Spanish hat. It's not the same thing at all. Shut up, Janet. Keep out of it. That's how Creole I am.
No.
What then? Did you not know?
Yes.
Well, it wouldn't tell me then. What is it?
That's what sport where you find the cocked hat.
I don't know. I'm saying
snooker.
Wise up.
It's a shot in snooker called the cocked hat shot.
Is that the Crangler thing where they put the balls in?
No, it's a shot that you play.
It's called a cocked hat.
Cocked hat. Yeah.
All right then.
You put the ball in the side bag.
There's a man wants more of Evil Daniel.
Evil Daniel. Oh,
we had a character called Evil Daniel who disapproves heartily of everything and is cruel and evil. What does Evil Daniel think of Gabo being mooted as the president of Ireland?
Well, I've no time for Gabo at all. I mean, I was sort of forced into doing that interview, and I think he'd be a terrible president.
How do you think he'd be with the crowned heads of Europe who come along and greet him? And Aris and the Phoenix Park.
Yeah, but I would say he'd be just the ignorant wee man that he really is. The people don't really know him. I mean, we almost came to blows when that programme ended.
Is that a fact?
Yes, because he got me to do a rock and roll set. I didn't want to do that.
No, that's not.
I wanted to give more of myself to the people. But it was all about that wee man. And he's not a nice wee man at all, and I have no time for him.
That's it. Evil Daniel's view. Thank you. I just want to bring your attention, the gentleman says here, to an A1 concert by the Stranglers in the Andersonstown Leisure Centre on Saturday. Fired up on high-octane cider, my usual tipple of 2% Asbo lager just wasn't going to do it. I mixed with the bald, the tattooed, the muscle-bound, and the plain people of West Belfast in an alcohol-fueled evening which was distinctive for its bonhomie, as it was for poor acoustic quality. At one point I slipped on the beer-soaked dance floor and, as opposed to stomped into the oblivion, was helped to my feet by a dozen helping hands. Things have changed. Possibly all Catholics. Emerging 2 hours later, drenched in sweat, ears ringing, feet tingling from bopping and having made firm friends for life with leather and denim-clad citizenry, 30 years of age, were purged in a thrice. Did you know their drummer, Jet Black, is 73 and looked like a cross between Ernest Hemingway and Father Thames? Do you realise that many of the punks are approaching 60? Do you realise that? Do you realise that? And I saw a great example the other day of the remains of a hairstyle. Do you know why sometimes it's particularly prevalent amongst men who are kind of, mature in the 50s? Do you remember that? We talked about this before, but not in any great length because I hadn't seen many examples of it. The DA, called the Duxars,
yes,
or the district attorney, depending on what church you go to. Right. What the DA was, you greased your hair with Brill cream and you had yourself a kind of a pompadour in the front, and then you swept it back to a point where it met at the back of your skull in a kind of a duck's arse, that kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what happens is, that's great when you're 20, 25, 30, but see when you get to be like 70, right, and your hair, as sometimes happens, leaves the top. I saw a great guy the other day, walked into a restaurant I was in, and I looked at him and I went, all he had left was the DA, sitting there, nothing on the top at all. Have you ever seen that?
No.
You know, the real DA round the side. And nobody told him, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. It looked like kind of the Titanic after it was sunk.
How did you get the DA? I mean, when you come one side,
yeah,
over there, then you come.
Get them to meet at the back.
You just came to a point.
Came to a point like a duck's arse. That's why they call it a duck's arse.
I'm doing it at the back of my head.
I see you doing it. That happens. But see, if you've no hair on the top, it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's the remnants. I call the remnants of a hairstyle. And also, you see these days, if you're observant enough, you also see the remnants of a Beatle hairstyle. Remember the Beatles, the Beatle cut? Remember the front thing going down there? And the long hair?
Yeah, but
you see men now who are like 60, 65.
No.
Yes, you do.
No, you do.
Yes, you do.
They're
always men with full heads of hair. Always men with full heads of hair. Because what they do is they went to the same barber all their lives and they never ask them to change. Because when you've got a full head of hair, there's no reason why you should change your hairstyle. Boys like me are always looking for a way to look better. But see, if you've got a full head of hair, you don't care what it is. So whatever hairstyle you decide when you're 18, that's if you've no personality of any or no opinions of anything, your hair stays like that until you die. And it's a dated kind of 60s thing. And you can see people like that now. But you can see it better when people who have full heads of hair, and they're always white-haired, and they've got this kind of Paul McCartney thing going on. But it's not full-on Paul McCartney. You have to look at it. You have to look for it. You have to, there's a bit of detective work involved here. I'm finished now.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Maybe you could help me.
I have no idea what that was about.
I'm just saying.
Did you see your man?
I enjoyed it.
Did you see the cricketer Shane Warne? Did you see the photographs of him in the paper?
Yeah, he's making a bad mistake.
That's
isn't he?
terrible, isn't
What's
it?
that? What's
Isn't
going on
it
there?
really
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah.
So what's that? The Beach Boys.
Bit of music now. Hold on a second.
It's pretty low.
Well, that's no good at all. There's something wrong with that. Oh no, it's starting to go chickadee chickadee and everything. That's not working at all. There's something wrong with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Paul Casey track again, which is called Big Sky. Turn that off. It's going clickety-click. Oh, this is good. Paul Casey. I've played this already on the show, but a lot of people want to hear it again. Sounds like a hit to me. What does Evil Daniel think of that?
Hot rod blinking.
Outside is a big world, where big shots play. Inside a nightmare, they don't go away. Stops for no one. Can be yours. From the sun in the desert to the waves on the shore. Inside this little box, so much trying to get out. They suck you in, make you believe all they want.
You'll be hearing a lot more of that. That's the perfect record, I think. That's Paul Casey, local singer-songwriter, who produced, played everything on that, practically, and wrote it as well. Paul Casey, Big Sky. Gerry, love your show. However, I may be slightly crazy, but I would like to know more about Janet. Oh, the girl you keep in the background on the show. We hear her mumbling in the background. And I think we should get her on and find out about her. That's not right. We don't want to do that. It would be interesting. Is she married? What are her hobbies? What does she do for fun? Do you know, ask Janet what she does for fun. Go on.
What's your hobbies, Janet?
Walking.
Walking,
yes.
Janet likes to walk, and she
What-
likes painting.
Painting. Good,
Yes.
lovely. And indeed married with children.
Yes.
And what does she do for fun, apart from being married?
She
Doesn't like to say. No comment.
No.
That's all right. No, but see, this is imposing upon the people. John, I'm not going to embarrass you anymore. I'm just saying that these people are curious about you.
It used to be horse riding, wasn't it? That was the favourite one, wasn't it? Hobbies, horse riding, would like to travel a lot.
And look at opening your own boutique.
Tennis, and tennis. I play tennis. No,
No, yachting, reading, and I want to open my own boutique and help children. That's what I always wanted to do. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Yes, hello. Oh, excuse me a second. Did I hear a request for Hot Rod Lincoln?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to play that now. I think
A man wants it.
I was hoping for a request.
Yeah, a man wants it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Good. I'll play it for him now in a minute. It's
Well, no,
quite
it wants
long.
you-
It's like
it
8
wa-
minutes.
It wants you to send it to him, give it to him.
Really? Yeah. No, I'll tell him play it. Because he got no recording equipment of himself. Good morning. Never mind these people. Yes. Who's this?
This is Mary.
Mary. Hello. What can we do for you, Mary?
Gerry, I hope you're not going to be cross now with me, but I lost a pair of shoes that I just bought from Clark's.
Where did you lose them?
I lost them. I just had bought them and I'd worn them and they were pinching my toes, so I brought a little pair of flat shoes with me
Uh-huh.
and I changed into them and I must have left them behind me somewhere.
Where did you leave them, do you think?
And somewhere about the city centre in Belfast.
Was it in a
Maybe.
bag or a box or
Yeah,
anything?
They were in a bag. Yeah, they were in a bag.
What kind of shoes were they?
They were a cream sort of a summer shoe, a sandal, like with a small wedge.
Okay, keep your eyes out for a summer shoe, kind of a sandal with a small wedge. If you find those shoes, give us a ring, 08459 555 678. Okay, we'll get that for you.
Thank you very much, Gerry.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
My pappy said, son, you're going to drive me to drinking if you won't quit driving that old hot rod lick.
I love this. I've only played this once before.
I heard the story of the hot rod race where the Fords and the Lincolns was sitting in the bait. Stories true I'm here to say, 'cause I was driving that Model A. It had a Model A body made it look like a pup. Lincoln motor that was really souped up. Had 8 cylinders, used them all. With overdrive, it just won't stop. 4 living gears and a dual exhaust. Had a 4-barrel carb, you could really get lost. Safety tubes, I ain't scared. The brakes are good and the tires fair. Pulled out of San Pedro late one night. The moon and the stars were shining bright. I was climbing up the Grapevine Hill, passing cars like they were standing still. All of a sudden, in the wing of an eye, a Cadillac sedan passed me by, and a remark was made, "That's a car for me." But then the taillight was all you could see. Now Johnny ribbed me for being behind, so I said, "Hey, I'll make my Lincoln on the line." Took my foot off the gas and man alive, shoved it down into overdrive. I wound it up to 110 and I twisted the speedometer off the end. My foot was glued like lead to the floor. That's all there is. There ain't no more. Well, Jack here figured I lost my sense. He said the telephone poles look like a picket fence. Slow down. I see spots, the lines in the road look just like dots. So I took a corner side, swiped the truck, crossed my fingers just for luck. The fenders were clicking the guardrail post. The guy behind me was white as a ghost. I started again in that Cadillac, and I knew I could catch him, thought I could pass, but you know by then I'd be low on gas. Flame was shooting from out of the side, you could feel the tension, man, what a ride. And I said, boys, I got a license to fly. The caddy pulled over, let me by. Big old white Freightliner pulled over. let me buy taxi cabs, VW buses full of hippies, everybody pull over. Johnny Cash, he pulled over, let me buy. Dwayne Eddy pulled over with all the rebel rousers. Roy Orbison pulled over, he let me buy. Johnny Rivers, Marty Robbins, Buck Owens, Buck Bruce, Merle Travis, Merle Haggard, Bob Wills, Sugar McGarland, Lester Flatt, Earl Scruggs, Bo Diddler, Chuck Berry, Elmore James, Muddy Waters, Jimmy Reed pulled over, Link Ray, Stevie Ray, Freddie King pulled over, B.B. King, Albert King, Betty King, all the kings, ladies and gentlemen. Carole King, Billie Jean King, Don King, Claude King, Pee Wee King, the King. Bunch of English guys. Deep Purple. Rolling Stone. The Fab Four pulled over. They let us by. How about those Sex Pistols? Jimmy! I said, excuse me when I kiss this guy. All of a sudden, Rod started knocking it down in the dip. She started to rock, and I looked in the mirror. There was a red light blinking. The cops was after a hot rod. They arrested me. They threw me in jail. They called my pappy to go my bail. And he said, son, you're gonna drive me to drink. And if you won't quit driving that hot rod Lincoln.